Hey man, let's jump right into it. As the jury selection is finalizing just days before Diddy faces a federal jury in one of the most explosive and also divisive celebrity trials of all time, a key witness just went missing. Fair use.
Key witness in the Diddy trial has gone missing. This is super concerning because she is crucial for the case against one of the biggest names in music. She was actually going under a pseudonym like 3 other witnesses in the case, but she decided to waive that right and reveal her identity in her testimony. But now she's MIA. The federal prosecutors don't know where she is, her lawyers don't know where she is, and the prosecutors are using her testimony in the opening statement on May 12th. That's not that far away. For now, she's known as Victim 3, and she was subpoenaed, which means that she is required to be there. This all comes as the trial is finally underway this week. The jury will be selected by the end of the day. That's not that interesting. They're all going to remain anonymous. What is interesting is the list of celebrities who were shown to potential jurors to see if they knew them. Those names included Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and Kanye West, none of whom are actually implicated in the case. There's a lot going on. In the coming weeks, we are going to find out whether Diddy used his influence and power to sexually exploit women for more than 2 decades. Follow 7 News for more.
Wild stuff. Kanye showing up, right? The woman known in the court documents as Victim 3 was expected to take a stand and expose Diddy's alleged dark past. But as you could hear, she has gone quiet. Sounds like someone's bodyguard who went quiet when the time was there. Anyway, what does this mean for the case? And could it shake up the entire prosecution? Let's talk about it, RJ.
Yes, let's talk about it. Well, guys, first and foremost, before we proceed, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon as well so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. KR, let's be honest. Is this a free platform, KR? Is the Double Thought Show a platform where we can express our thoughts and opinions freely without being judged? Is this the type of platform we are? That's not a rhetorical question. That's a question directly.
Oh, that's a real question.
Yes,
I thought you were going a different route. There are limitations. There's always limitations. We can speak freely, but there are limitations to the platform. People have been banned or demonetized for talking the crazy stuff.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Then I'll say this. Because that last part made me think that it would be best not to make the Kanye joke I want to make. So I'll make another one. If Kanye gets there,
oh my
he
God,
won't
he's
be
gonna
able.
take the show.
If Kanye gets there, he won't be able to enter because the only way that you're allowed in is through facial recognition. And this guy's walking around with a sock shoe on his head. So there's not really. You probably won't be able to get it.
I thought you was going a different route.
I was going the other route, but I thought not to make the joke, not to tank the show. So I made the lighter.
Well, you could have went the south. So you could have also said you're putting a man on the stand who also has his own lawsuits going on right now. Yeah. Who is gonna put him on the stand? I want to know that. Is it going to be the prosecution or is it going to be the defense? Because if the defense is gonna put him on the stand,
well, he did.
Might as well. Okay, continue.
He did defend. So we're gonna talk about this sort of key witness missing because this is a very big deal. Of course, this is a very important, crucial development in the case. But to answer your question, I don't know if it will be the prosecution or the defense. What I do know is
The first question.
what I do know. What I do know is that I'm not a betting man, but if I was one, I would have bet what race the person who puts him on the stand isn't. And if there's a bald-headed lawyer, I will bet that he's the one that will put him on the stand as well.
I'll say this, RJ. When someone's putting a witness on the stand, what you want to do is discredit the witness.
He's gonna do that all by himself. Oh man. You know,
Sir Kanye or Ye West, did you sit in front of a camera and said this? HH. Do you have a song saying HH? Do you have a lawsuit against you for But let's get back. Let's get back to the story.
no further
Let's get back
questions,
to
Your
the
Honor.
story. Yeah, that's torching your witness in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
By
let's
the way,
continue, man.
by the way, he has a new album pending, right? Yay.
Yes.
You know what the
It
title of
went
the album
from
is?
CUCK. That's at least the newest number. He had another one. What was the previous one again? It had a different name, but he changed it after he admitted to slurping up his cousin. It is what it is.
His cousin. Yo, that's yeah.
He-
Is it? I think Cam put out a bolo right on the cousin. He said,
Yo, this show is about Diddy. We're talking about Kanye. After 5 minutes, still talking about Kanye. Yo, what the heck? This is crazy. Yeah, he did. Someone did put a bolo out
I think it
on
was Cam.
Kanye.
I think it was Cam. I think it was Cam. But anyways, let's go. Let's continue.
Kanye went full. Have you ever been swallowed?
Come on, man.
Oh man, shout out to TD, man. TD going into retirement a week before this trial starts. Anyway, let's talk about the trial, man. What does this mean, RJ? If your key witness, one of the key voices in your story, when you're in court, basically what you want to do, I think, maybe you can shine some light on this. As a lawyer, you want to create a storyline, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You want to create a storyline. It's not really a storyline. It is storytelling. There has to be a component of storytelling in it. Because your case, and this applies to, I would say, almost all types of cases, if not all, you have the context, right? Where you're going to talk, where you want to create a context, where you discuss the facts and circumstances. Then you have the second part, which is basically the rules, right? So, okay, this is what happened, but what are the applicable rules? Are we talking about, for example, is it theft? Is it what she wrote? Is it criminal law? Is it, civil law, and so on and so forth? And then the third aspect would be the legal law, which is the second part, right? The legal rules. And the third, that's the second part. And in the third part, what you want to do is apply those rules to the facts and circumstances. So you say what that person did there. So this action constitutes premeditated intention, for example, or it constitutes theft, whatever. So you're going to go through the criteria and you finalize with your conclusion. So basically, those are the 4 steps. And the 5th one would be you want something, right? So that's why you demand something. Either you claim something or you want to reject something. But the context, which is the first part, that's where storytelling really, really, really matters, because it creates the scenario for the judge, right? Because you want to the judge to
And the jury. And the jury.
and the jury in this case, yeah. In this case, so I was talking about the law in general, but like,
Yeah.
again, so
Yeah.
in this particular case, it would be the jury, primarily. But in general, when you're trying to convince, you want to put your case in the context that's convenient to you. So the defense, when they're going to talk about Diddy, of course, you're going to say, okay, this person is a philanthropist. He does this, he does that, he did this, he did that. He was even trusted with the key to the city, and so on and so forth. So you want to build that
I wouldn't mention that, by the way, because that same mayor is also then trapped into a fraud case, which is getting used by him to strong arm him to do whatever they want to. But okay, continue.
let me put it like this, man. Adams, right? This is his last name.
Adams.
This
Mayor
dude dances.
Adams.
This dude dances merengue. I saw, so Latin.
With the bachatas.
Bachata was bachata. So he's he's good, man. He's good.
He's good. Until he doesn't do what someone says. Okay.
But
Continue.
in any case, that's how it goes. So the storytelling is very important, and the defense, the prosecution in this case, wants to create the image of a monster, right? So that's what they want the jury to see. They want to let the jury see a monster when they see Diddy. Whereas the
and
defense,
in that case,
go ahead.
In that case, if that key part, that person is not there or is missing, what does that mean for that story? Does it lose credibility? Does it kind of weakens the case a little bit?
It weakens the case. It can weaken the case because we don't know what she's gonna say, right? It's just we just think we know what she's gonna say, but the attorneys, they are trained. I would think that it's not the Amber Heard attorneys that's representing Diddy. Actually, we know because we discussed his legal team as well in the past. But they're trained to ask tough questions, not to attack
Defame?
the witness or defame the witness, but to create doubt in the mind of the jury, the mind of the jury members. Right? So, but it won't do anything necessarily with the context that they want to create, which is the story. Because they're already people have an image of Diddy being a monster, right? Monster, a dude that calls other rappers daddy. I like the way you when you have to whatever. So that's the type of person he is. So he already has that image against him. What a witness might do, or any evidence, for example, the video evidence, etc., what it does is substantiate the story that's already being told. Because if you cannot substantiate a story, if you can back it up, like Juvenile said,
It's just hearsay.
It's just hearsay. You're just saying something, but there's no evidence. So it does matter. I would say
So
more.
you want that?
Yeah.
No, continue.
I would say more. It matters more. And it matters more for the substantiation of the case, for the substantiation of the case, than the story.
And the story
Because the
itself.
story,
So
we already know the story.
yeah, that is true. We all know the story, and of course the this is kind of a yeah. The question is, why did she just vanish out of nowhere? Her lawyer cannot contact her. Did someone get? Did someone reveal that she revealed her name so she could be contacted? You know where to find me. You're on mute, by the way. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Just give me a bag and I'll disappear. You know what happened as well, RJ? I mentioned it in the intro. Tory Lane's bodyguard, who was the driver, was a key witness. He also disappeared, but showed up the last day of court. Of course, already too late. I'm not saying that
So
Diddy did it, but someone could contact you.
yeah.
Why would you refuse or drop your anonymity? Put your name out there so people know.
Yeah, it could be indeed, as you said, to get a bag, but it's very important to specify what type of bag you want. The last thing you want is for them to show up at your doorstep with a body bag. So it is important.
Yo, that's a bar right there. That's a bar right there.
So it is important to have. It is important to be very specific about the type of bag you want. You want that Cassie bag.
Yeah.
You're the
Or at
one
least a
that
part of that Cassie bag.
yeah, you're the one that other bag.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Amen. But yeah, it's getting crazy. And of course, if you look at the questions that were asked to the for the selection of the jury, it was quite wild. They were asking whether they saw the video, what they think about Diddy. Do you? I mean those regular questions, but there were also I can't recall one of the questions, but there was one crazy question in there where they were asking I can't recall anyway, but yeah, the jury selection is on the way. They should be finalizing it today or tomorrow, heading into the case itself, the trial. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. Of course, Diddy with his star star lawyer team headed by
5-star.
5 star, headed by Brian Steele and a couple of other lawyers. We don't hear the guy who started it off. We don't hear about him anymore. He's like he's drowned right now. He's like I don't know what he does. RJ, maybe we could talk about that real quick. When let's say you start with one lawyer and after that they add the additional star lawyers on top of that. So what does happen with that initial, the first lawyer? What is he doing in that case? It's only does he become more like for the lack of a better word, an errand boy for the new ones, or is he just advisory role in that case?
So you're talking about the lawyer that you're not talking about the lawyer that quit, right? Because there was also a lawyer that quit.
No, not that one. I'm talking
Okay.
about the one that went on
Costco lawyer?
TMZ. Hmm?
The Costco lawyer.
Yeah, Costco one. Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
went on TMZ and started talking in the documentary
Yeah,
like crazy.
talking.
You have too much, man.
Well, the question is first and foremost, is he still there? Yes or no? But sometimes you bring in, and we saw it in the OJ series. Of course, it was a movie. It was a Netflix series, I believe. But it is an indication, right? So you have different lawyers, and if you have a big team, every lawyer focuses on a different aspect because the case is too big. So every lawyer focuses on a different
They
aspect.
break it up.
Yeah, they break it up, and it could be that this person has like a one aspect that he focuses on. If you know, for example, if you have a good defense lawyer, that doesn't mean that he's a white collar crime defense lawyer, because that's an entirely different area, right? Then you're talking about financial crimes. If you're talking about financial crimes, it's a very, 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 very complicated area. And just because you know how to defend a rapist, doesn't mean that you know how to defend someone who's being accused of, well, let me
Stealing.
change that. Let me rephrase that. Just because you're defending someone who's being accused of being a rapist doesn't mean I need to be clear with my wording.
Be very clear, yes, and separate it from this Diddy
Yeah,
stuff.
and again, this is like just in general, just like a general comment that I'm making, a general remark. Just because you know how to defend someone who's being accused of rape or of murdering, etc., doesn't mean that you know how to defend someone who is being accused of a financial crime. So it's different areas of the law. So sometimes you do it due to the specialized due to the
Skills.
specialty of every attorney. Sometimes we have one law firm that has all the specialism in house. Sometimes, however, maybe a law firm has a certain branch or a certain department, but
Mhm.
it's not renowned. Maybe the renowned department is let's say the regular crime department, but the white collar crime department is not like really a
The best
renowned
out.
one.
Yeah.
Whereas you have on the other in another at another law firm, you might have someone that's renowned or a team that's renowned. So a lot of things play a role, and it's very difficult from the outside in to say this is his role right now. What I do think that happened is that all the attorneys that came, including Busby is also in this case. Not
No.
Busby. Not Busby. No, Steele.
Still,
Steele's the one that joined
still.
lastly.
Yeah.
So
I hope not. I hope not. But must be joining this one. Someone would
hey,
say that's conflict of interest. But okay.
some people would say that would be conflict of interest for Busby. Other people would say it fits right in the MO of Busby, doing reckless things. But okay. So yeah,
Yeah. But
that's my point of view on that matter.
okay. Let's finish this up, guys. The question is, of course, the missing voice can create a doubt. It could motivate the remaining witness to speak even louder, even. Prosecution has to pivot carefully and also look at how they're gonna angle this one if she doesn't show up. Guys, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Should this missing witness be allowed to derail the case? Does this change your view on Diddy? Do you think he's actually stand a chance? It seems like the odds are moving a bit towards him. Maybe he won't have to sit 20 years in jail. I think next week we're gonna highlight a little bit the difference between Diddy and people say Hugh Hefner used to do this as well. Well, there's a big difference because people are coming out and telling their Hugh Hefner story. So let's take a look, guys. Of course, let us know in the comments what you think. And final question: how do we as a society hold the powerful accountable when victims hesitate to speak? Drop your thoughts down below and we'll be picking the best comment to feature in one of our future videos. RJ.
Yes, guys. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos here on the Double Thought Show. Yes, we discuss trending topics and try to extract uncommon lessons from complex situations. So if you like what we're doing, keep engaging with us, keep supporting us. We do appreciate it.
Yes. Second topic of the day is going to be an NFL legend, five-time Pro Bowler, a face of the Carolina Panthers, known to be a dog on the field. Well,
Well,
when taking that same dog mentality off the field, it didn't pan out the way he thought it would. Now he's being sued for allegedly running wild on another man's wife. Fair use. Who?
Panthers wide receiver. Former Carolina Panthers wide receiver and current analyst Steve Smith Sr. is now facing a legal battle. It comes months after a man accused the five-time Pro Bowler on social media of having an affair with his wife, who was a member of the Baltimore Ravens marching band at the time. The lawsuit filed in Mecklenburg County Superior Court is seeking more than $100,000 in damages under an obscure state law known as the alienation of affection. So joining us now to break down what this all means is our
Yeah, man, crazy. Steve Smith Sr. is being dragged into court under what's literally is called the Homewrecker law. Leaked messages, hotel visits, and a $100,000 claim from a furious husband who says the NFL icon stole his wife, broke her in two.
I doubt that he said.
Let's break this down, Andre.
Oh man. Come on, man. I know. I mean, we know it probably happened, but he didn't say it. I think maybe it'll be featured on Ye's new album. But okay.
Oh man.
Guys. Before I continue, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. KaiR, the Homewrecker law. We're gonna dive deeper into that one, but it's not uncommon for athletes. It's not uncommon for famous people, celebrities, actors, rappers, singers. And nowadays, streamers, TikTokers, influencers to
run up in your wife.
That's not where I was going.
Oh, my bad.
That's not where I was going. I was going in another direction.
Okay.
It's not uncommon for them to have options. A lot of people throwing themselves at them, and then the question is Smith the home wrecker or the home wrecky? We would need to discuss it, because I would argue that you can also say that let me not go that route. Let's continue with the story.
Yes. Let's continue on. So let's break it down, because where it all started. It started a couple of months ago when this guy dropped receipts. And shout out to Dove Kleiman, who has these receipts. Let's take a look. Fair use.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been fucking my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man. Steve. Hey.
Wild. Steve was quiet and then he hung up. So this is where it all started. Steve Smith Sr. He met this woman who was a member of the Baltimore Ravens marching band, Nicole Martinez, and according to the court documents, the two engaged in exchanged contact info before they engaged into several months of regularly explicit messages and meetups. The text showed that an ongoing affair where they were, let's call it, sending explicit text to each other, including also next to that, Nicole visiting Steve Smith's hotel during Ravens playoff games and, well, do what it do. As you could see, Antonio Martinez leaked those videos earlier, and because Steve lives in Carolina, where they have this law in place, he can sue in that state. And of course, what is that law exactly? Let's take a look real quick. And we have a couple of breakdowns, other situations, crazy situations, because there's a guy who got 900,000 from a Homewrecker. RJ, I might disagree with your take on the Homewrecker or the Racky. Thinking of Jesse Lee Peterson's way of thinking, his logic, when he said to Amber Rose, "We are the ... maker. You're a dot maker. You cannot be the dot itself as a man," but it is what it is. Let's take a look at
Let's not
the...
associate ourselves with him like that.
Oh, no, I'm not associating myself with Jesse. Jesse is a different kind of animal. Outside of our league, we're not even in the ballpark with him.
No.
Fair use. Oh, real quick.
Chief legal analyst Khalif Rhodes, alienation of affection. That's not a term that we hear a lot.
Yeah, you don't hear it a lot, but in law school, this is one that got a lot of laughs in the classroom. You start talking about, wait, there's a law where you can bring a lawsuit against someone. It's a tort. This is like, for a negligence claim is, breach duty, causation, and damages. Well, this is the exact same way. It has its elements, and it's not a criminal action. It's a civil action. So this person is seeking money. What you're attempting to say is, was there a valid marriage? That's how you have to prove it. Okay, these folks were clearly married. Did it create some alienation? Did they have that genuine affection for one another? So if a person or two people were separated, living in a house together, they get a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they start dating, well, you can't have this type of claim because we were separated. We had no genuine affection. And this is really trying to get into the weeds and be able to show, was there a relationship, and have you come and broken up this marital relationship? This is a contract. And so now you've come in and you've breached this contract that these two people have come together and taken in the courts. And so
In addition to that, there's another breakdown that I want to highlight here, because you can not only sue, well, someone who penetrates your wife of this Homewrecker. Let's take a look.
He's filing the lawsuit here in Mecklenburg County. Now, here are some things to know about this law. It is not just a lover that can be named as a defendant in an alienation of affection lawsuit. Parents, in-laws, clergy members, even therapists can be sued if it's believed they helped destroy the marriage. Not the first case like this we've covered back in.
So you can even sue someone's, well, her girlfriends for instigating. You break it down. You broke my marriage. It seems like this guy has a point. Whether his wife was the one who who made the move or not, seems like seems like Steve might have some expensive putanga on his hands. $200,000, $300,000 putanga. RJ.
Is that it? 300,000?
Well, he's suing for 100,000. But you know how these lawsuits start. Start as 100,000. I think that's usually the minimum amount that you can sue for. So you have to put in the 100,000 as the minimum, and then that can balloon up to $1 million sometimes.
Well, I think that it's, I don't know if I agree with you that it is an easy case or that it's a slam dunk. It wouldn't surprise me either if they settle, because 100,000 is also not 1 million.
That's the
So
minimum.
I understand, but if you're gonna, depending on what the legal fees are, maybe it's better just to settle. But I think it's more complicated than that because, like I said, who made the advance? And if, because there needs to be, you need to prove a couple of things. From what I understand, you need to prove first that there's affection and that there was a point without an affection. So there was a period of affection, there was a period with no affection or a loss of affection, and that the direct cause for the loss of affection is a third party, which is a bit of a gray area because how can you prove if the third party is the one that really had influence? So you need to have proof. Now, does he have text messages, KaiR?
Yes.
So
he dropped all the receipts. The call, he dropped the message. It was wild. These text
yeah, but my
messages are
question
wild.
is, what do you see in the? Is it mutual? It's like someone is the wife of this dude asking Smith to put a big black baby in her, like Shannon Sharp's accuser did.
Yeah, something in that ballpark.
So
And the other way around.
So the question is, who started? Because if the lady started it in this case, then if it wasn't with Smith, it would have been with someone else.
Then you would have sued them as well if they were from Carolina.
Exactly. That's what I want to say. So it has to be an objective analysis. There has to be an objective analysis of the situation.
So I'm gonna take a couple of examples out of this lawsuit. It seems like, I'll be honest, it seems like the people chasing the person who banged their wife usually come up with a bag. Let's take a look. Fair use.
Jilted husband is getting a multi-million-dollar payday from the man he says ruined his marriage. Keith King sued his wife's lover after a dramatic confrontation and won. ABC's Diane Macedo has that story.
Why are you taking my wife?
Guys, come.
Why are you taking my wife from me?
It's a final plea from a desperate husband.
Steenie, you're picking him over me?
This video shows BMX stunt show owner Keith King fighting for his wife, Danielle. The man holding him in the doorway is Francisco Hizar, his wife's lover.
Stop trying to enter.
You can hear Danielle in the background as she films the whole ordeal.
I don't want this. I don't want it to be like this.
Steenie, why did you lie to me?
Now, in an unusual court case, a judge is ordering Hizar to pay more than $8.5 million for the affair.
Francisco, do you hear that? She's my wife, man.
I felt like we were a perfect pair. We were a team.
King says he found out about the betrayal in 2015 after seeing phone records to a number he didn't recognize. He decided to confront Hizar directly.
So when he answered, I simply said, she is a married woman. Do not contact her ever again.
Instead, Hizar rented a hotel room less than a mile from King's home, and the affair continued. That's when King filed a civil complaint against Hizar, citing an obscure law, alienation of affection. The law requires that you and your spouse had a happy marriage, the love and affection between you and your spouse was destroyed, and that the defendant and their wrongful or malicious actions were the reason the marriage was destroyed. King gathered text messages, Facebook posts, phone records, and hotel receipts, aiming to prove Hizar's actions drove a wedge between him and his wife.
The difficulty is proving that first element, that the plaintiff and his spouse, his or her spouse, actually did have a happy marriage when this affair happened.
The alienation of affection law exists in
So that's
So
the
that's the thing, right? You need to prove that there was that there was affection prior to.
a happy marriage, everyone happy. Here's another one. This is one with
An affair with his wife and ruining his marriage. Back in 2017, a Huntersville man sued former Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, accusing him of having an affair with his wife and ruining his marriage.
Is the mute?
It's just been a nonstop roller coaster
Can it be?
ride.
Can you make? Is the sound? Can it be?
No, it's Max. It's already
Okay,
maxed out.
no. Then continue playing. I can hear it.
The tour therapist, a Huntersville man, sued former Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, accusing him of having an affair with his wife and ruining his marriage.
It's just been a nonstop roller coaster ride of bad emotions. I don't think either one of them were fully aware of what their actions, what kind of consequences they might have.
That lawsuit claimed Cox started an affair with Joshua Jeffords' wife while she was in Pennsylvania, and it continued when she returned to North Carolina. Cox eventually settled the lawsuit, but records did not show the terms of that. In the lawsuit filed this week against Smith, Antonio Martinez claims Smith had an affair with his wife, knowing the emotional distress it would cause Martinez. According to the lawsuit, the alleged affair led Martinez to separate from his wife and eventually file for divorce. Martinez is suing Smith for at least $100,000 in damages for alienation of affection, intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress, and punitive damages, as well as attorney's fees. If the case heads to court, it will all come down to whether Martinez's attorney can prove three things.
We basically covered that part already. So yeah, let's see what will happen. I think you were right with regards to settling. It's probably better for Steve to just settle this, because if this, Andre, usually when this starts, it opens a bag of tricks. We'd always talk at the Double Thought show about these situations. One lawsuit opens another one, and you don't know when you enter that deposition. Crazy questions will fly. Did you bang other people's wives? Were those people well known? Were you punched up by someone for beating up their wife in the bathroom? And all those kind of crazy questions. So he probably will settle this, but I would say probably 400,000, settle it and let it go away.
But the thing is,
it's an
when
expensive one.
But the thing is, that's one dude. But maybe more dudes will come out and say, "You also banged my wife."
They just have to hope that. You're right. You're right.
And
You're
then
right,
if
because
you know,
he's still
I can get
living
a
in
bag there, then I'll see if I can get
That
one
is
here
true.
too.
That is true. Let's see if there are. I mean, maybe he is a dog outside of the on and off the field.
And that's why it's important. So that's like when you're trying to create strategy. So determine whether you go to court or you settle. You need to take all these things into account. But the problem is it's already it's already out in the open right now. So it would have been if it wouldn't have come out, then they could have settled. They probably approached him first and told him, "Hey, if you settle, we won't take it to the public." He said, "No, I'm not gonna be extorted." Maybe So
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to pay, you will have to pay another way. Seems like. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think Steve stands a chance, or is this just a case that he will have to settle? Will he take it to court? Will he take it to trial? Will he win? I don't think so. I mean, you can always prove there is always there was love in the marriage. You can always prove that, even if it was maybe the time span, I don't know, but you can prove that unless you were uppercutting your wife. That's a hard thing to not prove, but you have to, of course, be able to prove that part in a marriage. What do you guys think about the law, actually, the Homewrecker law? Do you think it should be spread all across the country so we prevent these dogs from attacking our wives? I know some islands where this this law wouldn't work. Was Steve out of line, actually? This is crazy, man. Getting caught up in this situation and getting sued. My man, you're wilding out here. And if you look at the chick, respectfully, it's not worth 400,000. It's not worth it. I think you probably would have been. It would have been better to pay a professional for a K, 1K, 2K, than doing this, getting it for free and paying in the back end. But hey, guys, let us know in the comments what you. What you want to say something?
No, just finish.
Guys, let us know what you think. Is Steve going to crash out? This is crazy, Steve. I like Steve as a on his shows, but this is stupid. It was beyond stupid. Drop your thoughts down below, guys. And we'll be picking one of the best comments to feature one of our future videos. Ajay.
Yes. Also, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. And KaiR, what I will say is the following. Maybe the dude was mad because I didn't see a picture of the lady. We don't know if there was love, yes or no. But one possible scenario that people aren't talking about apparently is that the dude was mad because Steve only slept with her and didn't take her away from him. And so now he's trying to buy. He's trying to get Steve to buy her out. Buy him out of the relationship. So maybe he was mad. But who knows?
Who knows?
It's a very weird law, and I think let's be honest as well. I think it's been they have done research and came up reached the conclusion that women cheat as much as men. They just do a better job at hiding it, but they cheat as much as men. So, hey, man,
should you be able to sue your wife for cheating on you?
That's what I want to say, right? So it's like the Homewrecker is from both sides. It's on both sides.
Yeah,
it's on both sides.
Sue both of them. Become a millionaire.
The dogs and the itch base.
Both of them are. Anyway, let's go to the next.
If you sleep with dogs, you wake up with purgas.
Well, that's maybe also the case for this new topic. Imagine climbing your way up the ladder of one of the biggest retailers and just lose it all over a LinkedIn post. Well, that's exactly what happened to Ashley Buchanan, now former CEO of Kohl's. Fair use.
Surprising to see any CEO get sacked. This is made more interesting by the fact that Ashley Buchanan just joined Kohl's a couple of months ago.
Yeah, just a couple of months into his tenure here. We're seeing a lot of detail from this board investigation, talking about how he pushed the company to do business with this vendor that he had a personal relationship with. We don't yet know this nature of the personal relationship, but that he directed multi-million dollars of business to the vendor.
It's a really tough time for Kohl's to go through this. The stock has already been down 50% this year. What are the challenges the company is navigating as it looks for a new permanent replacement?
Yeah, I mean, the company replaced its CEO because they weren't doing very well. And then as soon as the Ashley Buchanan took over, they decided to cut 10% of their corporate staff. Sales are already low. You're trying to do a turnaround right as the economy is starting to crater. Consumer demand is going down. That macroeconomic environment is clearly terrible. So it is not good news for this company, but the stock, of course, went up because I think it shows the board, seeing something, saying something, doing something about it.
Moved quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, moved quickly. And Katie points out, 12 straight quarters of revenue declines. Clearly, they had to bring in somebody. They thought this guy was the superstar, obviously, because they paid him $20 million for this year. He's going to lose some of that money.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't quite looked at if they've disclosed yet if how much he's going to lose or if they've come out with that yet. But yeah, I mean, might be the shortest tenure of anyone ever. I'm going to have to check.
He's the
I'm gonna continue after this and take a look at deeper on that. A man once seen as the savior of the band is now, well, fired. We're gonna cover this story, man. It's about power, betrayal, and of course, a turtleneck wearing influencer girlfriend with coffee to sell. Let's talk about it, RJ.
Yes, let's talk about it, guys. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button and follow us on our socials. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. KaiR, one important thing that I learned when I started working, in the legal area as an attorney, you get a lot of theory, a lot of reading material, a lot of case law, a lot of legal rules. But one thing my mentor told me, and he kept on reminding me, is that at the end of the day, you're dealing with people. And people will do people things. Or as the younger generation would say it, people be peopling. And so the same thing that someone who works a cleaning job would do, the same desires, the same vices, the same weaknesses, someone with a higher function also has. Right? And so that's the power. That's what gold diggers have figured out. They figured out that no matter how powerful a man is, for example, just to use that example, a man still likes female attention, and a man likes a certain kind of female attention. Just to give an example. So in this case, it's the same. Not necessarily only, at least not only female attention, but it plays a role. But yeah, KaiR, let's dive deeper into the story.
Let's dive a bit deeper. So the scandal broke wide open when Buchanan posted a seemingly innocent promo video for a startup called Incrediblue, a collagen coffee company run by none other than Chandra Holt, his romantic partner and fellow retail exec. That post, still live at the time, became damning evidence in an undisclosed relationship. This wasn't just a guy not sharing his girlfriend's passion project. Buchanan, while CEO of Kohl's for the time he was at, quite shortly, allegedly orchestrated not one but two deals financially benefiting Holt, without ever disclosing their romantic connection. He got Incrediblue, a fledgling startup, on Kohl's shelves within 5 months of its creation, which is quite fast usually with startups. The second one, he also helped greenlight a consulting deal worth millions with BCG, where Holt was surprise on the advisory team. So here we are. He's fired for cause. He's also forced to repay 2.5 million of his 3.75 million signing bonus, lost about 50 million in equity stock, and booted from the board just 2 weeks before the shareholder vote. Let's take a look from another angle. what people say about this situation. Fair use.
Yes, we had the news that the CEO was ousted, but that's big news, right? Because now we have Michael Bender stepping in as CEO, and he's the fourth in under 3 years. But let's give you a little bit of a backdrop. Since 2021, when the company added Sephora shops to their stores, their revenues have fallen 2.2 billion. But in the meantime, Sephora added 1.8 billion. So that means that their revenues are down almost 5 billion away from beauty. So that kind of gives you the backdrop of what's happening operationally here. And with these different CEOs, nobody has seemed to find the formula how to get back to growth. The reason why the stock has popped today is really because they came out with their first quarter preliminary figures showing that their comp sales were down 4 to 4.3% when the company was guiding down 6% and consensus was at down 6.4%, and earnings were even higher.
So the stock went up around the time he got fired. Holt's name popped up during Buchanan's divorce proceedings, where his ex-wife's lawyer warned she wasn't just a random person, but someone who may have access to confidential communication. Crazy. Doing it all for what? Risking it all for a side chick. A boss babe. Audrey.
Why did you have to use the boss? Why did you have to use the boss?
Did you read the caption?
I'm reading it now. I'm reading it. The boss babe.
She did it by her own.
Yeah. You want to help people. You need to help yourself first. So you get a
right. Man, this is crazy.
It's the dynamic, which is why I understand I forgot his name, but the current CEO of Red Lobster was at PF Chang's. I think he said that he's not in a relationship. I think he said it on a Breakfast Club. I mean, he's focusing on the job and he wants to do like a good job at doing his job. That's his purpose in life. He doesn't want anything at the moment, at least. And so, hey.
But I think that the big issue here is, and this is, even though I'm in my mama's basement, I know a thing or two about corporate. And usually you have a code of about corporate structures, corporate situations. There is such thing as a code of conduct, and it is expected, no matter where you are in the organization, to act in a certain way. Don't try to, let's say, bribe officials. Don't engage into using your power to get some putanga and stuff like that, or paying, in this case, for someone who know, or try to get a contract within the company for someone you know, or actually in this case, someone you're banging. So I think this is as big of a I wouldn't even call it a misjudgment, because this is, if you're a CEO, you should know this. This is not it's not a rule that's only for selected. In general, that's how most corporate organizations work. Try to avoid these situations because they usually create liabilities. That's why there is a code of conduct, resulting in, of course, if you're giving someone a multi-year contract and they find out you're banging the CEO of that company, another company might sue you.
Yeah.
That's why they avoid this kind of situation. So yeah, this is putting up a $20 million reward for grabs for this stuff is wild to me. I guess he thought he could get away with it, but very, very, very stupid.
And it's very not only stupid and because KR, you mentioned corporate governance, and it is true. You need the purpose of having a code of corporate governance is to make sure that people don't abuse their power and position, right? That people and deals, people who deserve, people and companies who deserve certain benefits, whether it's a contract, whether it's a deal, whether it's an opportunity, that they get it, based on a fair way of doing business. And just because there's a conflict doesn't mean that you can't engage in business activities with a person, but you have to say that there's a conflict. That's the point. That's the point. You have to say, hey, there is a conflict because this is a company of, for example, my cousin. However, that being said, it's the best company there is for the needs that we have.
Yeah.
And
You need
so
to disclose
these
it.
is their track record and so on and so forth. So that's the whole thing, right? You need to disclose it. Doesn't mean that you can do business with the people, but it's just you have to disclose it. And to do it in a 4-month time, it's very greedy as well. It's
Yeah, this is great.
greedy. In your first 100 days, you shouldn't do. You should do quick wins, and it's pretty easy to get quick wins. But that's why I say it's like when you have a, you know what can be a downer for your career, KR. If you have an ambitious, incompetent person as your partner.
Yeah, that's
So the person is ambitious, but is not willing to patiently work to get to where he or she wants to go. It's like, okay,
They're not good at-
I have this, so here's an opportunity for me. It's not a wise thing to do. And so it's it's not smart. It's not smart. But it does happen. There are ways to dance around corporate governance. It happens a lot, unfortunately. Although we like for people to live in a meritocracy, that you get judged and rewarded based on your merit. And reality is there's oftentimes room for it, and there are people who know the rules and they walk a thin line. They know,
yeah.
but this dude
He went over it.
hurdled over the thin line. It's like and
Let's put a face. Let's put a face to the name. Let's put a face to the name.
right. That's a face that I would expect. Yes.
Let's put a face to the other name.
Also a face that I would expect.
This is the Incredible Blue Brew. You're here promoting the business. So, hey man, very, very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. Imagine this is literally drawing the bag. $20 million. And there's nothing sweeter than equity stocks.
Then
equity stocks, when you get the equity
can I tell you what? Can I share something with you? And this is not because this is not financial advice to anyone. We don't give financial advice here. But I'll just say this here. Yesterday, I was at a celebration. It was a barbecue at an office where someone retired. That person who retired is 50. He had what do you call it? When it's like Miss Universe, the congratulations. Is that a banner? Guys, what do you call it? Do you call it what do you call this?
Don't ask me. I'm going to say something wild.
What will you say?
No, I'm not going to say it.
Is it a band? Is it a banner?
Band, something like that, yeah.
In any case, Let me see. It has a name.
Ribbon.
In any
They
case,
call it a ribbon.
a ribbon. Yeah, that's it. It was a graduation ribbon. Well, in his case, it wasn't a graduate. It said retired.
Mm.
You know why he retired, KaiR? You know what he credited his retirement to?
Tell me.
The infamous B. The controversial B. Bitcoin.
Itches? Oh, okay, nice. Good for him.
He said, I've been working so hard, but if I look at all the time, effort, and energy I put in stocks, in all those things, and I see what my Bitcoin is doing, then it's a no-brainer. In any case, that's not financial advice, because some people will say, abort mission, get out when you can. So it's not financial
Yeah.
advice. But what I do want to highlight is that
I mean, there's all different ways to get there.
that's what I want to highlight.
Whatever fits your
And
goal,
that's what I
you
want to
should do it.
highlight.
A lot of people are very bad at stocks.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah. But
They,
that's
they
what I
can
want to
make
highlight in this
they
case
can
as
rub
well.
two cents together. They can rub 2 cents together
Yeah.
and make it
So,
3.
You 1 times 1 is 2. So it's shout out to
No,
Darren.
for them, 1 times 1 is minus 60.
But there are a lot of ways to get there without having to lose your once in a lifetime opportunity as a CEO. So
This sounds literally like the story of Tiffany Henyard, but okay. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think Coles was right to fire this guy? Should execs face harsher penalties when for undisclosed conflicts of interest? And of course, have you ever overshared anything on LinkedIn? These days, LinkedIn seems like the new age Facebook. People are sharing workout routines. They are sharing it's getting wild out here, man. Guys, find another way to express yourself, man. It's getting wild out here. Drop your thoughts down below, of course. Let us know if you are banging your secretary so we can report you and also buy some short your socks of the company you're at. Next to that, we'll be picking one of the best comments to feature one of our future videos. RJ.
rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification icon so you stay up to date when you drop new videos.
Why so quiet?
Let's move on, man.
Trying to short some stocks out here, man. Trying to get ahead in life. People are going ahead in life with Bitcoin. I'm trying to do that with shorting stocks of people banging their secretary and about to get fired.
Disclaimer, that's a joke, guys. Okay, that's
that's definitely a joke. Yeah. Drop your thoughts down below. Guys, let us know in the comments. Let's go to the segment, Your Thoughts, Comment of the Week. Of course, we always highlight Comment of the Week. And this is a show we slightly covered last week already. But after the comment that was dropped by that person, a bunch of other people mentioned, also commented on it. And I think it was a fun show, man. It was about the Lecrae situation, who initially said he was at a Diddy party seeing people going ham in the open. And then he came out and said, well, he said it himself. I didn't want to say people are getting banged out here like they're from LA, gangbangers.
Were they going ham? Or were they ham?
Oh, man.
Oh my god. uh, oh my god.
Hey, bro, where the chicks at? Guess what? You're the chick.
What is this? A
Yo.
sausage fest?
Oh man, hey, thank God the guy confirmed. I was never at a Diddy party, and thank God that guy confirmed he didn't see us.
Yeah.
None of us. God.
Yeah.
This is
Is
crazy,
this
yo.
is this a sausage fest? Yeah.
Yeah,
The German accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Hey, crazy. But Lecrae got caught up in this situation. Now he's trying to polish up his story. And I mean, we got a lot of comments on this. Someone said free. I'm gonna highlight a couple of them because this is wild. We go from I think that this was the person we highlighted last week. Was it said that was not what he said in the first interview. One too many parties, you know by now. I'm crying. Lecrae needs to repent. Someone came in and said, "Free Diddy." Everyone goes to this man's house, take pictures with him, eat his food, drink his liquor, and party. And now all his fake friends are throwing him under the bus. Jealousy is a disease. You know what's also a disease?
What?
RJ?
What?
Using people.
Yeah, there's a disease. Yes. Yes.
And not paying them. That's the most important part. The bag. Yeah, but you have Lecrae is so fake. Why didn't he delete the video where he admitted to being at the Diddy party? That's the first one I've seen. I'm seeing this one. Diddy party. Diddy. Yeah. I'm so glad that everyone is dissecting this video because he took the video down. I remember watching it and then all of a sudden not online anymore. Hey man, once you hop on the internet and tell a story, it's never gonna go away.
Yeah, and you know what's great, KR? If you can, I think that's a pro that people like Star have, people like Corey Holcomb have. They are just unapologetically themselves. TK Kirkland, they're just themselves. They say things that are controversial but that they believe. So when you hear something,
You're like, yeah,
this is who I am.
It's part of the brand. It's part of the brand.
Yeah, I'm not pretending to be this. I'm not pretending to be that. This is who I am. This is what I do. It's not popular. I shouldn't say it, maybe, according to a lot of people, but this is what it is. So if news breaks out, then hey, they're not really doing anything to them because they're an open book to a certain extent.
Yeah, you have to. At the end of the day, what you want to is, and this is the problem with a lot of these celebrities, why they get caught up in these situations, because there is such a big, and it's also with people who get, let's call it, exposed in a lot of their public persona and their private persona is so wide from each other, 180 degrees.
Yeah.
To the point that that's how you get exposed. If it's closer to each other, it's hard to expose. Like let's say, for example, if everyone knows that you're a alcoholic, I'm gonna give the worst way. If everyone knows you're alcoholic, there's and let's say people try to expose you for being an alcoholic or going to the AA meeting. No one cares because they know that you drink. But let's say you say, "I'm sober. I've never drank one drink," and at the end of the day, you get exposed for being an alcoholic. That's the problem. A lot of times, you. I mean, the people do crazy stuff.
So exactly. So if you can do what. You can't do things against what you preach.
Definitely.
But at the same time, KR, you know one thing? People be peopling. People do what people do. And as I always say, and so I didn't invent it, but this is what I truly believe. We like to think that we're rational beings with emotions, but actually we're emotional beings that can rationalize. So our emotions are very strong, and the only way to overpower and overcome them is through, your mind. But it doesn't always happen. Some people have, as everyone has their own vices. For some people, it's food. For some people, it's sex. For some people, it's drinking. For some people, it's gambling. There's always, we're not perfect, and so
Thank God
I
you
don't
didn't say
blame.
the
I
other one.
don't blame. I don't. When I hear stories of people, being imperfect, I don't really blame them. I do, but I look at it differently, as you said. If you have a platform talking about what a good man should do, and then it turns out you're you're cutting your wife's ear, as they say, you are cheating like crazy. I mean, then your message. So imagine if we come to hear that Steve Harvey is cheating
Future.
Well, I mean, if you hear that Future is cheating, no one would be surprised. But if you hear
Yeah.
that Steve Harvey is cheating, you're like, no, not you, Steve, because you were talking all these beautiful things about Marjorie, and now turns out you're cheating. So that goes against the brand. But I think you can only say it if you really do it and believe it, right? So, and I think that's indeed where the controversy is, because if the vice or your weakness is in a different area than what your brand is, then people are more likely to not. Thank God. I just remembered the stupid joke someone made yesterday. My bad. So, so, go. So yeah. So that's my point, right? And in this case, I guess
Thank everyone.
you're Lecrae,
for
you're
responding.
Lecrae, you're about, and I think I don't think people see Lecrae as, for example, how they see another type of pastor who is more like dedicated to the, or it was like, no, not some kind of pastor, like a pastor, because he's an artist.
He's
So
an artist, yeah.
he's different. So I don't think they're judging him based on, let's say, his niche in music. They're judging him purely on based on what he said before and what he said now, which is basically just contradicting each other.
And the brand he stands for. It's the brand thing. You say you're a particular type of rapper with a particular
Yes
niche.
and no. Yes and no, because you can still, because let's say it depends on how you approach that as well, right? So if you approach it like open and honest, if you approach it like in your songs you talk about
Selling crack, and
you have like certain vices that you're working with, and turns out they found you with your vices, people are like, yeah, but he's open
that
about
is
it,
true. That is
you
true.
know.
But how
So it
long?
depends on how you approach it.
How,
If
how,
you're
lo- how
open,
long?
if you're an open book, if you say, for example, in your songs that women are, I'm not gonna rap it, but I'm like, hey, women are my weakness, but I try to trust God, etc., etc. And it turns out 5 years later that you have like a side chick, then it's like, oh, but he said that it was his weakness, and God is working. So it's is but if you say I can't trust, and that's what a lot of these dudes say, right? You're not a good man if you do this, you're not a good man if you do that, or women as well. We saw that on that show, that platform, that panel where people came up, and I think it was in Atlanta, and talk about gave relationship advices, and turned out everyone was banging each other like they were in the movie Drumline.
Rabbits.
Like they were
Your line was better. Can you say it again?
like they were banging each other like they were in the movie Drumline. So it's like, from the yard. You know, boom, 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 boom. And
Yo, is that the big?
yeah. Like the Donkey Kong. Remember Donkey Kong? So it's like,
Oh man.
so it's, you know, that's where the hypocrisy. That's where people start questioning your integrity. Or in Derek Jackson's case, you might get an increase in viewers and followers.
He crashed out wild quickly after. So, guys, oh, by the way, thank you that sometimes rappers are now exposing other people's vices during the Super Bowl.
They not like a, oh man, you have to
Oh,
say
man.
it. Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I only said that others are exposing others' vices.
Yeah. But then you made it very specific. At the Super Bowl, during the Super Bowl halftime show.
No, I didn't say it. I said during the Super Bowl.
We all know what you meant, KaiR.
Now you're putting words into my mouth.
Yeah, you're a musician.
I only said artist. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Of course, we'll be highlighting the best comments in future videos. Hey, let's close it out.
Yes.
And we are positive here at the Double Touch Show. Guys, don't think we are only making jokes. Today, I wanna highlight a guy who found the love of his life.
Who would that be?
Shout out to Jeff Kobe, who found the love of his life. Love is in the air. Do, 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 do. Love is in the air. Fair use.
Pippen is getting married this November. Her new boyfriend, Jeff Kobe, just spilled to paparazzi. They're tying the knot in a few months. Mind you, they only got serious at the start of 2025. While Larsa stayed quiet during his big announcement, Kobe was all smiles, promising a beautiful marriage. Is he for real or just pulling a Marcus Jordan? Guess we'll see if wedding bells actually ring for Larsa again. Larsa Pippen is getting married this November.
Shout out to Jeff Kobe for finding the love of his life. Let me share the headline from People. Basketball player Jeff Kobe, 31, says he's getting married to Larsa Pippen, 50, just weeks after they debuted their romance. What a happy couple they are. Let me share that again, man. Happy couple. Shout out to him. Shout out to her as well. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. She went from a NBA legend to a guy who didn't even make the G League. That's quite of a way to do it, but hey. RJ. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Love does not know boundary. Love is limitless. Love is blind. Love is not correlated to, it's not about the money. It's about how you feel inside. Sometimes people mistake with inside with downstairs, but it's still a feeling, which is love. So I'm happy that they found love, and love always wins.
Love always wins. It transcends, like I said, a guy's status. You can start at a legend and end up with a guy who played overseas.
And in his case, he started probably with on a regular level, and now reach the browser level. So to him as well, it's maybe he's never dated someone who was married to a legend like Scottie Pippen. So maybe that's also a bragging right, like a trophy.
The trophy wife.
The trophy wife, yeah.
She was entered by a lot of NBA players. Or she entered NBA. That's what, sorry for I used the wrong word. She entered the NBA. And now.
Yeah. She's a
you can
collectible.
say, I'm in the NBA too.
Yeah. She's a collectible.
I'm on the same level.
Yes. Like a card. Trading card.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a. Let's go to the next one. Street interviewer goes a bit too aggressive. Maybe. Who knows? Let us know. Comments down below. Fair use.
Come here, girl. Wait. Did you approve? Shut up, nigga. Did you approve of her dress? Did you approve of how she came out tonight?
She used to be a bottle girl.
Shut up, nigga. I didn't ask you that. I asked you a simple question.
I told you, right?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck either.
We outside.
That's my girl.
So, did you approve of how she dressed?
Yes, sir. I'm with her, right?
What does her dress suggest to other males?
Nothing.
Nigga, I'm asking you a man question.
She dressing how she wants.
How do you think niggas are going to interpret her if she wasn't with you? I'm not talking to you.
However they want.
So, do you think that brings you more strife or more peace?
It makes niggas really want me. Oh, not want me, but like.
That was good.
Let's continue.
Hey. Respect you? Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you ask him if this outfit was okay before you left the house?
No,
Why not?
because he's okay with anything.
No, I didn't ask you that.
Why not?
That is what you asked.
That is.
You asked.
So, do you ever ask him about your outfit before you leave?
No,
Why not?
because he likes anything.
No. Wait. You listen. This is objective. Listen, I'm a dating coach.
It's called trust, which is something y'all lack in a relationship.
So why the fuck would I trust you to dress like this and go out and no, I trust you. Why would I trust other niggas?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would I trust other niggas if you were dressed in a
They put the sensor sound. I can hear the word just through the sensor sound. What the heck is this? This is a total mess. This guy is, I don't know what kind of dating coach who's paying him for dating advice, but sometimes I think RJ sometimes have the feeling that they need to make microphones a bit. They need to increase the tariffs on microphones and also on cameras, because some people should be priced out of this stuff, because it's actually crazy to interview people like this. You barely let them speak. You walk into their personal space. It's kind of a wild situation.
And it's begging someone to pop you, basically. Come on.
Let's continue.
Wait,
why do you gotta worry
nigga,
about
listen, bro.
No,
I'm 36, nigga. I respect you. It's nigga, I got a girl.
I understand, but
I got two of them.
So if you have
all right?
no, hold on.
This man is 36? This man looks like 50 years old, man.
Life was rough.
What? A rough life. My man, you got a rough life if you're 36, going on 50.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If you have a girl and she dresses like this, what's gonna affect you to be mad at that?
Because I know how niggas are.
But
why do you care about how other people dress?
I don't care about how you dress. I care about niggas.
Yeah, hold on.
No, check that out. No.
Check me out. But when it comes to trust, why are you worrying about other niggas when your woman trusts?
I'm not worried about other niggas. I'm worried about all the other niggas that I shouldn't be worried
so
about.
you're worrying about niggas?
Are you turning this into a gay thing?
No.
Yo, what? Where is this going?
This dude is all over the place.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, now, hold on. Show now.
This part was crazy.
It was okay before you left the house, or more peace?
It makes niggas.
Do you think that brings you more strife or more peace?
It makes niggas really want me. Oh, not want me, but like
that was good.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, this man was so aggressive. This man lost his train of thought. Started talking. Start feeling emasculated. Yo, what the heck? Oh man, guys, if someone comes at you with a mic and this is graphic, just walk away, man. It's not gonna end well. It's gonna end in you either punching that person in the face or you looking crazy on camera. There's no in between. RJ.
Yeah, I didn't get the point of the dude. And the dude was contradicting himself. He was so focused on being aggressive that he was talking nonsense. But the reaction was crazy. It makes ninjas. What?
God bless these people, man. Can't help them. Can't help them. Hey, last topic of today. I got exclusive footage of RJ's most recent NYC takeover.
My recent takeover?
Yes. I got exclusive. I got an exclusive.
All right.
Guys, you're seeing it here exclusively. You're not gonna find it. Well, you're gonna find it on the internet, but here we debuted it. Fair use.
Niggas, I said it's my city. 24/7/365, nigga. You can't take nothing from me, nigga. It's my thing. Who is this nigga? From my mother, nigga. You ain't doing nothing, nigga. Fuck out my face, nigga. Yeah, we know it's your city. You ain't, nigga. Yeah, nigga, that's why you backing up. Yeah.
Let's see. They look alike, right?
Come on.
Continue.
Backing up, son.
Fair use. The takeover. It's his city. RJ, look at his face. He looks like it's his city.
Nigga, yo, what the fuck is going on out here, nigga?
Oh, shit.
Oh!
You tough, right? Don't got my leg, nigga. You don't put my nigga. You don't want my leg, nigga. What's the ass, nigga? You Brooklyn, right? You weirdo, nigga. Brooklyn, right? You weirdo, Brooklyn, nigga. Right? Yeah, nigga. Brooklyn, right?
Nigga. You just talking.
Oh, Brooklyn, right? What, nigga? That's it. Brooklyn, right? Let him go. Let him go. I said let him go. What, nigga?
He don't even know. We better have an interview about this shit.
How come you let them do that? When I sue niggas, guess what? They had a 17-year-old niggas. They had a 17-year-old nigga.
But you talking?
I'm talking shit. It's my city, nigga.
But
They trying to hit a youngin. Tell them to come back. Tell them to slide back right now.
I don't know.
Come slide back. That's what I'm saying, nigga. You pussy, nigga. Come back. That's what I said. Gangster.
Talk your shit, son.
Nigga, I'm talking my shit, nigga. Guess what? They gonna hit a 17-year-old. They think they tough, nigga.
My theory is that he's talking nonsense because he's been in similar fights in the past. And if you keep taking punches in the head, CTE will catch up.
Yeah. he kept talking. The guys who were swinging were drunk because obviously you can miss that amount of time. This guy is hunched over. He's still swinging. Guys, it's not RJ, by the way. It's not RJ.
Dude doesn't even
He
look
looked like him,
man.
though. He looked
At
like
all.
him, though.
At all.
Let us know in the comments what you think. By the way, there is a phase 2.
Phase 2.
He continued. They came back. Part 2.
Niggas, I said it's my city. 24/7, 365, nigga. You can't take nothing from me, nigga. It's my thing. Who is this nigga? Where my mother, nigga? You ain't doing nothing, nigga. Fuck out my face, nigga.
Can't help himself. Some people like to get uppercuts.
Yeah.
If you're claiming a city, you should be able to defend your city, right? If you're claiming,
Why is he claiming it? Why is he claiming it in the first place?
because it's his city, according to him.
Come on, man.
His great grandfather built it.
Then is the
On
White
his
House
dad's side.
his as well?
Well, technically, if you maybe there's this
You think?
name engraved somewhere.
You think?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Hey,
Guys,
man,
let us know
that's
in the
not me.
comments what you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now
Continue.
close the show. Close the show.
No. Disclose what you. I know where you're going. Continue. Sorry.
No, that's all.
You have
That's
the
not
floor.
me. I don't know who that dude is. We look nothing alike. I don't know who that dude is. I don't talk like that. I don't do stupid things like that. So that's not me, man.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
They look alike.
That's not me for sure.
Well, without a goatee, maybe, but he doesn't have the goatee. It looks like you, man.
Doesn't
Could
look
have
like
been.
me.
Could have been you.
It's not me for sure. I'm pretty sure it's not me. We're not the
Guys, let us
same.
know in the comments what you think. Drop your thoughts down below, and we'll be picking one of the best comments to feature one of our future videos. And if you can, let us know who that guy is.
Yes.
I know
that
his
being
name rhymes with J.
Yeah. With that being said, guys, let us know in the comments as well if you think KaiR is an a-hole. I'll do it myself. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon as well so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Thank you if you're still here with us, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time.
Peace. Don't get caught up like Steve Smith Sr.
Like a cop car.